Peter Fury, and don't forget to subscribe to Porky's Corner, because I've been a helmet of the month and you need to listen to me. Yeah? So follow him, yeah? And get the fella some followers up, for Christ's sake. He wears his heart on his sleeves, the good man Russ. So follow Porky's Corner, he says it as it is, and you know, I appreciate the helmet of the month, Russ. No problem.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, mate.
Robert Smith, do the right thing. Sort Gary Sykes' belt out and put it in history books that he's British champion outright at super featherweight. And I'll leave you alone, Robert Smith. Alright? Don't you forget. Hello all you hardcore boxing fans out there, how are you doing? Russ here from Porky's Corner. You know, don't you? You know, that's why you've tuned in. Today we're joined by Max from Scarborough. How are you doing, Max?
Good, my friend. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right. It's snowing here, like, what can you do? It's we love a bit of snow. We love a bit of snow in South Yorkshire, mate. So
Snow. Cold here. It's flipping freezing.
it will be up your way you live, because you're north, aren't you? You're more northern than me, aren't you? So,
Yeah.
A lot going on in the sport of boxing, Max, since we last spoke, so we'll have a bit of a chat. I've jotted a few things down. What did you think to Anthony Joshua rapping?
Do you know what it is? It comes down to like him being like Stormzy, his mate. You know, when he comes out his previous ring walks, he thinks he can be like him, and it's why? What's the point? Yeah, is it going to be the thing after boxing? He's going to become rapping after boxing. That's the thing he goes into because let's be honest, he's a brand now, isn't he?
I don't know. I've seen him fight Usyk, and he was touching everybody's hands and cuddling people on way to ring and all that. And what's he trying to be this humble guy and all this for? When you're supposed to be the heavyweight champ, why don't you try and act like the heavyweight champ? And I think he's trying to get that into his makeup now, where he's saying that his heroes in life want Lennox Lewis and other champions of people like that. His heroes were Nicky Barnes, Frank Lucas, and big roadmen, drug dealers, and all that. And he looks like he's going all Murder Incorporated, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's not a good image for him to doing what he's doing. I don't think it's you're either, aren't you?
Hey,
you're either one or the other, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, you can't be both, can you? I don't know, mate. I don't know what's happened to him, but why don't he just be himself instead of trying to be all these people that people want him to be?
This comes to like the team around him who shit talk too much, pussyfoot around him, and when you've got too many chiefs around you trying to tell you what to do, only your judgment will get clouded. You know what I mean? Doesn't it? After a while, when we're telling you what you want to hear, what do you expect?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. Yeah. So we spoke about Big Dossa Femi with his rapping videos, and he's gone all Murder Incorporated, and he's about that life and that. What about Bellew coming out saying that these YouTubers need to take his name out of the mouth and that, because if he sees them on site, he'll drop them like a bad habit and start snapping jaws and all that. What's all that? What's Tony going all roadman for? Do you think he's trying to get his Senate mixed for a YouTube fight?
Well, this comes down to, again, when like we were talking about before, Eddie, how he says all these things about, my fighters have got interest. I've got my only interest in the fighters, their safety. Like he says about Dave Allen, I won't give him any more time. And, look, if there's money involved, Eddie Hearn will do it. And that's what I think is what he's trying to do at Bellew. touted our YouTuber, fight him, and get Eddie to put it on. And that's what it is, you know. But the thing is again, you can't be one or two. You can't be like a really good presenter or try to, well, not a good presenter, but an awful presenter and try to be clean cut in that and commentate on fights and, you know, and talk about it and be a pundit, then start going roadman and saying about snapping jaws. It's either one or the other. You get what I mean?
Didn't Tony say not long ago that somebody's going to get put on slab with these YouTubers coming into his sport? And now he's putting himself in mix with them. I mean, what do you think? I think he's Tony after a few quid.
I think so. That's probably begging. You know how he was begging for that DAZN job. He was absolutely begging for it, wasn't he? You know, he was frightened that he wasn't going to be put on there. So, what was the alternative for him? If he didn't get put on there, what would he be doing otherwise now?
He'd be a doorman in Liverpool, wouldn't he? On a nightclub door.
There we go. Or they'd do like a Creed 3 or 4 or something, and they'd come out of retirement and do a low budget film.
They'll not have him back and that. He'll go to premieres and that. But I don't, because he's pals with him who played Creed's son, isn't he? But that's what he does, Bellew. He pals all the right people up, doesn't he? But I don't see him being in a Creed movie again. I think that's just him with a bit of wishful thinking for him.
Mm.
Well, Ergovic, he can't get a fight, can he? Parker's been offered the fight, and Ortez, and they both turned it down. What do you think is going on there, Max?
Do you know what? I've been reading into this Parker. There's, you know, Parker could have it, or Parker might want it, you know, before he said no, basically. They're doing what the Furies are rubbing off on him, aren't they? You know, he's filled his nappy and thought, Fury was say, you don't want to go near it, right? He's filled his nappy and said, no, I don't want it because it's too much for the slog. It comes down to, you know, low reward and high risk, doesn't it, with him? Yeah, I'd like to see Joe Joyce.
Isn't that what boxing's all about, though, Max? Trying to give something back to fans instead of beating guys up like Derek Chisora, who's talking like Scooby-Doo.
I bet if the fight was offered to Del Boy, he'd take it. I bet he would. As stupid as it sounds.
Why don't they offer it him then? It won't go down as an eliminator, though, you see. Do you know what I mean? He's coming off a loss.
Yeah. I mean, you know, but it comes down to the same old things like Joe Joyce. Who's he going to fight? You know, I like to see Joe Joyce and, you know, Erkvich, even both of them against each other would be good, wouldn't it? That'd be a good fight. Be a barnstormer, that one.
Mm. Oh, Joe Joyce and Ergovic.
Yeah, that'd be mint.
Joe would take it, won't he?
I think it'd be close, you know. I mean, you got to think, right? If we cast our minds back to the Daniel Dubois fight, didn't we have, when the scorecards, Daniel was ahead by a round before he quit, before he took a knee? It was very close anyway.
What you've got to look at, Max, is this. Joyce is number one with WBO, so he's not going to want to risk that ranking to go with IBF because the IBF champion, the WBO champion, same anyway. So why take the risk once you've got to number one? He's done all the heavy lifting, beating Dubois, hasn't
he? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could take him on. I think he could take Erkvich or give him a good go. You know what I mean? But this is coming down to everyone that doesn't want to fight each other. It's just like trying to do safe fights all the time. You know, when was it last time we got excited about a fight? I mean, apart from your obvious Tyson and Wilder, you know, the obvious fights. When's the last time we thought, that was a good clash, or that, you know what I mean? When's it the last time we got excited?
Usyk against Joshua.
One. But you can't name 5 in the last 18 months.
No. All right. What do you think about you what?
Sorry, I was going to say is This is why you have to respect people like Dana White in UFC, because if two fighters got beef, he just gets it on, and he just gets it going. It's none of this. Oh well, arbitration and all this crap. I should have the. They just get it on. It's just done. You know what I mean?
The rumours doing the rounds. 2 seconds. What about the rumours? What about the rumours doing the rounds that McCracken and Joshua have parted for good? What do you reckon to that?
I think that if that is true and he's proper gone McCracken, I think that's the only option for Joshua. Sometimes a change can be a good change. Who's he going to employ instead? That's the thing. Mm-hmm. Who's going to be in place of McCracken?
I don't know. I mean, all these people Joshua's got around him now. Everybody's an expert, aren't they? All of a sudden, they're all an experts overnight. Well, you've just seen what's happened when you start meddling with something. And he's going into the biggest fight of his life. He's got all these people in his ear rolling up his arsehole. One trainer should be enough. That's how I look at
it. I think, to be honest, Russ, with this situation, you're never going to be user. If you're Joshua, right, look from outside, there's people better than me. There's people likes yourself who know better than me. The only way you're going to deal with Usyk is puts it on him straight away and tries to get him out of there. That's the only way. It's sheer size and dominance. No trying to outbox him, none of that shit. That goes out the window. Just be vicious and on him. And if he rides those shots and rides Femi shots, well, he's fucked, isn't he? So,
yeah, I see where he's coming from, Matt.
But there's talk about him maybe linking up with Floyd Mayweather. I don't think that's a good move because yes, Mayweather is an absolute, God in what he does, but he's not known for stepping on people. You need someone like-minded to step on, who's willing to step on someone. You know what I mean? That sort of mentality of trainer. You get where I'm coming from.
You feel that Joshua can learn anything at this late stage in his career?
Well, yeah, I do think so, but not against someone like Usyk, unfortunately. It depends on the opponent, doesn't it? Every opponent's different, and you're never the finished article. So yeah, you can always learn, and you'll always get better, or there's always something you can pick up or do better. But against someone like Usyk, something basic, step on him, and you need a like-minded trainer who's willing to put that forward and the fearfulness. Just a Tyson thing, just go out and maul him. That's the only way, unfortunately. Before how Joshua was before the Ruiz, he'll step on an opponent. That's what you need from him. But since that Ruiz fight, I felt his soul has left him personally. But I don't know. You might think different.
What about all these people that Joshua's got around him? This AKA Skins character and all these other Ponsers and Leeches and Woodpeckers. Do you feel that he should just go back to his beginnings and just be with McCracken and get rid of all hangers on?
That could be an option. It's that old-fashioned expression: too many chefs boil the broth, don't they? And it's worked up to this point with him and McCracken, and when it was very early stages. So why can't it work again? It's just because he's a brand, So only he knows the answer, and you learn from your mistakes, unfortunately. And with Joshua, He needs someone straight talking in his corner to say, look, you know. And I don't think there's anyone really in his camp who's got that, because they're just flogging him like a whore now, aren't they? Because what's the alternative? He loses against Usyk, and what, he'll have 2 or 3 domestic fights that are big, you know, and they'll whore him out, and then that's, you know, cash cow gone. And he'll still be with Sports Direct or bloody Adidas, or, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's very interesting to see what happens, isn't it?
Hmm.
I mean, Joshua's talking retirement today on Sky Sports. They're saying that the retirement's close. Do you think that's the wrong mindset to have to go into a big fight with Usyk?
I think does he really want the belts back? Has he got that hunger there? You know, I mean, I've won him back before, I'll win him back again, or is it like, you know, it's a tough one with him, because I think a change is needed in his corner, because sometimes a change is good. You know, he's lost this, and no disrespect to McCracken, I've said this before to you, Russ. If you were like Canelo coming over to this country, into England, I think McCracken would be the last coach you look at, wouldn't you? There's 5 or 6 coaches in front of him.
Yeah, you would. You'd say Joshua's style and Froch's style. I don't know. Froch's got a tougher chin and that, but you'd say that they're not Pernell Whitaker, are they, a pair of them? The fighters, aren't they, more than boxers, aren't they, Froch and Joshua? McCracken doesn't seem to develop a boxer, does he?
Exactly. It's not what we call a teacher. Like, you know, Adam Booth, you know.
Go to Adam Booth, the Dark Lord, he's the best.
You know, Adam Booth, he's the sort of person that when he's getting a person, let's say Josh Kelly or whoever aside, he'll break it down. Does that make sense? You know, he'll break down movements, you know. McCracken he doesn't strike me as the type to do that. I could be wrong. I mean, you know, someone tell me I'm wrong. You know, is he technical? You know, he doesn't seem the technical type, you know. So, I don't know.
What do you think to Conor Benn against Broner in March?
God's sakes. Just so this is just like an easy. It's like he's got to get the weight off, right? I mean, what was he weighing at, Broner? You think
15 stone.
Yeah. So he's got to shed all that. That's going to kill him to shed all that. Or it's going to take some sap him a little bit. And you know, it's going for the easy option. You know, fucking fight David Avanesian. Keep saying it. I want to see that. Bricktop said something interesting on, I think, IFL. He said he will put up the money for his purse. So he said, oh, Eddie doesn't have to worry about David getting paid, Avanesian getting paid, right? I will put his money up for his purse. Thinking, well, why not take it? He's that confident in him. So why not do it? You know?
It's because Ern don't want to work with Warren. It's Ern don't want to work with Warren. He don't want to give them airtime, so he's just blanking them in. I mean, Hearn's the problem here, because they put on 6 fights, round about 6 fights in 11 years between them, 6 or 7 fights. It's embarrassing, isn't it? Fans are losing out, aren't they?
Just no good, is it?
No good at all.